Hello and welcome to the second part of the video about sewing a birthday dress for my sister. So it's been a month and I still have not finished the dress, so it's high time to get to it. And I will say more, the design has changed completely, so we're starting from the beginning. First of all, if you haven't seen part 1, I highly recommend watching it. In the video, I make a mock-up of a dress by the brand My 812, a beautiful jacquard dress, wrap style with puff sleeves. And listen, the dress came out really nice. But after trying it on with my sister, we both decided it's just not the cut for her. And it's a good thing that I decided to share this project with her, because first I thought about doing a surprise birthday present, and this way she will have a dress that is designed to her preferences in every detail. I will quickly share with you what are we changing and why. First of all, the skirt. Lower waists have a tendency to shorten the legs, and on certain body types it does not look as flattering as on the others. And even though it is an interesting element and it is clearly very popular right now, we decided to go for a classic A-line, a little bit flared skirt. Second thing, the sleeves. As much as we both love a puff sleeve, it was too much princess core, if you know what I mean. So we're going for a more elegant, classy style of a sleeve, and still very girly, a raglan butterfly, a little bit flared sleeve. And consequently, if we're changing the sleeve for a raglan style, we have to change the top as well. So yeah, in short, the only thing that is left from the previous design is the wrap style. But I'm really optimistic about this new design, and I think it's definitely more in style, in my sister's style. Therefore, she will probably wear it more often, right? So yeah, that is the plan. There's a lot of work to do. Let's get to it. Okay, so now I have my front and back pattern traced. To construct the raglan, all I did is I took the measurement of my armhole, which is 22. I divided it in half, so it's 11 centimeters minus 1.5 centimeters, so we have 9.5. I'm going to mark a 9.5 here, and then I'm going to drop 3 centimeters at the neckline, connect the 2 dots, the straight line, measure the length of this line. It's 15 centimeters, so I mark the middle, 7.5, and from this point I'm going to go up for 1 centimeter, and then I'm going to do like a slight curve here, and I'm doing the same steps for the second one. Here's the middle, and I'm subtracting 1.5, so, and here's my point. I'm going to take 3 centimeters from the neckline and connect these 2 dots together. Find the middle, and 1 centimeter up, I'm going to draw the curve. I will now proceed to the front and back of my sleeve. So I'm going to trace my sleeve pattern first. And transfer all my notches. So here are my pattern pieces for the front and back done. What I'm going to do with the sleeve, so here's the front and here's the back. Okay, so here we have the back and here we have the front. Okay, we have cut all the pieces out from the pink fabric, so it's time to sew. I have to sew the darts to the back bodice and the front, attach the sleeves, see how that looks, baste all the curved edges, and sew the skirt. I kind of want to start with the skirt first because I really want to see how it turns out. I have never done a skirt like this, like an flare A-line midi skirt. I use a tutorial by Caroline Street to make the skirt. Oh, and I also decided to put pockets into the skirt. Pockets are always useful. So, okay. Let's start. I have finished sewing the top part. Let's say the side seams are not yet sewn in. I just pinned them to check the fit of the blouse, and it's looking amazing. It's incredible how fabric can affect a design. Like, this is such a simple design, but the fabric is so beautiful. I am obsessed. Though there are some things that I have to adjust, because here the neckline, I don't know what happened here, but the front wrap piece ended up way too high, and I have to trim this part down and smooth it out a little bit. There was something wrong about the sleeves as well, because the front is shorter. No, actually the front is longer than the back, although you can't really see here. It seems like the back is longer. I don't know. The raglan sleeve construction is out of mind difficult, but so satisfying. So yeah, correct the sleeves, correct the neckline, and we're good to go for tomorrow. Good morning, it's the next day. Yesterday I left the project as I showed you. Only today I adjusted the sleeves. The back seems still a little bit longer than the front, but it's not as visible as yesterday, and this side seam is already the same length, so I'm just going to leave it like that because I really love how it looks. I also adjusted the neckline so it goes smoothly in diagonal line, and I also made straps. This time I cut the straps on the bias and it worked perfectly. I'm not gonna lie, I had to spend a little bit of time to thread the needle through this tube and turn it around, but it was definitely easier than the last time. I am going to cut this long strap in half and use it for the ties. So I'm gonna sew in one on the side seam and the second one in the corner of the front fold, which I also decided to finish with a bias tape. We'll see how it goes. Now I can prepare the top part, overlock the seams, sew the sides together and hem the sleeves. And for the skirt, first I have to attach the pockets and sew the side seams of the skirt, and then I'll attach the skirt to the top part, and only then I can attach the bias tape. A lot to do. I feel a little bit overwhelmed. That's why I did a little list of steps, what I have to make before I go to another step. When I see step by step what I have to do, it's more clear and organized for me. I love organization. Every step I go further, I have to clean everything up before I move to another one. It's kind of a waste of time maybe, but it sets me in the right mood when I have the clean space around me, you know? So yeah. have finished prepping the skirt, so the pockets are in. They turned out very nice. So the skirt is ready to be attached to the bodice. I also overlocked all the seams of the pocket, plus the side seam. I was a little bit worried about the color of the overlock thread, that it's not the same pink, and I was thinking about going lighter pink, but I think I chose better. It's better to go darker than brighter, I think. So we're close to the end actually, because after attaching the skirt, the only thing left to do will be the bias binding around the front part of the dress and then hemming, and that's it. That's a lot of pink. It's looking so good. I think it's looking very nice. Yeah. I was a little bit afraid that the skirt won't flare as much as I would like it to, and it would be too narrow, but the back is amazing. It is a perfect A-line skirt. Okay, so the skirt is now on. We still have a couple of adjustments because I decided that this wrap front goes too much to the side and I want it to be more in. There's also an issue at the back. Fabric is folding weirdly. We are going to just fold it inside for about 1 or 2 centimeters. This should solve the problem a little bit. Hello again. So another week has passed by, but I have good news. I have finally finished the dress. However, there were quite some obstacles. I don't even remember where we stopped, but I think it was about the time I attached the skirt to the bodice. I was super happy then about the design and the dress in general. Only the next day I have realized that the skirt is slightly lighter in color than the bodice, and it looked horrible in my opinion. The fabric that I bought in the thrift store, like the bedsheet, had some bleached parts. I must have cut the skirt from the part that was a little bit bleached, and the color wasn't that vivid, and it was so apparent when I sewed these two together, especially at the back, because at the front you can't really see. I will show you what I mean. So here we have the dress, and at some angles it's not that visible, but when you look closer it's like there's something off here, right? This fabric feels a lot thinner as well as this one and doesn't look very nice. So what I did, instead of unpicking the skirt from the bodice, I decided I'm going to sew a completely new dress. I could do that only because I went to the thrift store again. I again found the same bedsheet that again had some stains on it, like the bleached parts. This time I decided I'm going to be very smart, and I was very careful where I placed my pattern pieces, and that way I managed to cut all the pattern pieces from the new bed sheet, and it looks so beautiful now. And I also decided not to place the pockets. An idea of my sister herself. She told me that the pockets aren't necessary for her, and she prefers the skirt to be as delicate and flowy as possible, so at least this was out of the way. I repeated all the steps that I did before, except sewing in the pockets. So after completing the bodice with the sleeves and attaching the skirt, all I did was sew on the bias tape only on the neckline. I also attached the strap to the front flap while I was hemming the front wrap skirt. Then I hemmed the skirt and I hemmed the sleeves, and that was it. Oh, I also attached a hook and eye closure to the inside. I remember how stressed I was to start this project, in fear that it won't turn out as I wanted to. Seems a little bit ridiculous right now, because in reality this dress wasn't that difficult to make. The most difficult part, I believe, were the raglan sleeves, but I think I managed it quite well. Yeah, so that is it from me. I really hope you have enjoyed watching me struggle while I sew a birthday dress for my sister. I hope you enjoy the final clips of the dress. If you like this video, you can check other videos on my channel, or you can go to my Instagram, where I post a little bit more about my current projects. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you a happy rest of your day, and see you in the next one. Bye!